Chapter 4, Color Correction. Now, we talked about a lot. For Chapter 1, it was born with the first impression that people see, people tend to judge us. But we're not the skin that we're in. We're not the color of our hair. We're not our body type. We're not our height. We're not our weight. But that first impression is what people see. So to color correct, you want to stop the judgment. You want to be able to allow people to tell their own story the way they want to tell it. So the next time you see someone and you know you have a bias with people with different color hair, get to know them. You can start by saying, wow, your hair. What made you decide to color your hair that color? And let them tell their story. And really listen with intent. Really hear what they say. Don't in your mind start prejudging what you think they're going to say and whether it makes sense to you or not. Really listen. The second way of color correcting, as we talked about in Chapter 2, is nature versus nurture. That determines our makeup and who we are. You have that innate ability, that intuition. Your upbringing and generational patterns has a lot to do with your nature and how you were nurtured. So what happens is, to color correct, you want to go back to your childhood and look at some things or patterns that affected you. Because as children, we tend to accept people the way they are because we're trying to survive. We want to be loved as children. But when we become teenagers, we're trying to deal with our own peer pressure, learning what is love, understanding who we are, sex, all these things start, that's really who we are and trying to figure out who we are. That's coupled with being a child. So if we were abused or we had abuse in our family, alcoholism, drug abuse, homelessness, or what have you, being a child coupled with being a teenager determines us as adults if we don't color correct. So by color correcting, you want to go back and look at, how did I get some of these patterns? Even though you took your assessment test, the Speaking in Colors assessment test, if you have an empowered personality and you know it's a turnoff, think about why. What in your childhood, your teenage years, caused you to be so overbearing, so empowered? So you want to kind of get back to a minimum of that strength that you have to be able to not turn people off. You can still be who you are, but be able to connect with other people in a way that they feel safe, not being judged, and comfortable to express themselves. Or if you're very creative and you just, people loving and you want everybody to get along and all those things, you got to figure out, what is it about me that's making me this way, that when people encounter me, they're irritated? Why aren't I getting the results I need? You want to color correct to try to figure out, what is it about you that can be better? It's a continual process, continual. Now, if you're getting positive results, that's excellent. Keep at it, keep at it. But you're going to run across people who are difficult to deal with. And you have to find a medium of how to deal with them while you're trying to better yourself. Because even if you have no problems communicating, just like a child, just like a teenager, just like an adult, we should always be learning something different, something new. So you want to be able to make sure that you're in that zone of accepting, of receiving, of embracing. That's what color correction teaches. There's different principles that helps to allow others to feel a part of the process. It helps to allow others to feel a part of what you're doing, that people want to be around you, that people feel that you care. They feel that they're going to be heard. That's what color correction is about. We want to create a place where everyone feels love, everyone feels accepted, and everyone feels needed. I'll be back with more information, but until then, I want to find out from you, what is it that you are doing that you can improve upon as either the sender or receiver to become a more effective communicator? Think about it.